Hello, second grade leaders. Today we're going to be taking some time to go through our paragraphs that we wrote yesterday, and we're going to be checking for a couple of different things. The first thing that we're going to check for is that we have 11 complete sentences. Remember that a complete sentence has to have a subject, or who or what the sentence is about, and a predicate, what that subject does. So one of the best ways I know to check for complete sentences is to read it aloud to myself and make sure that the sentences sound correct. So I'm going to be starting here, and I'm going to be counting the ending punctuation marks as I go. Many things have found a way to survive in the dry desert. 1. One thing that lives in the desert is the cactus plant. 2. The cactus plant has spines to keep predators away. 3. It stores water in its stem. 4. Another thing that lives in the desert is the kangaroo rat. 5. The kangaroo rat avoids the heat by being nocturnal or awake at night. 6. It gets most of its water from the seeds it eats. 7. Jackrabbits also live in the desert. 8. Their long ears help keep them cool. 9. They eat cacti and twigs. 10. Plants and animals have found creative ways to survive in the desert. 11. Okay, now that I've made sure that I have 11 complete sentences, I'm going to move on to check for my capitals. I want to make sure that the beginning of each of my sentences is capitalized, and anytime I've used a proper noun that I've capitalized. So I'm going to just kind of quickly scan, and when I see the ending punctuation mark, I want to make sure that the word that follows is capitalized. So I'm good there, and there. Oh! Look at that, I have a period and I did not start with a capital. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that right now. And I'm going to continue to read down. I'm good there, and there. All right, so far so good with my capitals. Now I'm going to go back through and look for the punctuation. I want to make sure that I end each of my sentences with the correct punctuation mark. And if I have any lists, I want to make sure that I'm using commas correctly. So again, I'm just going to go back to the end. Because this is an informational report, I know that most of my sentences, actually all of my sentences, are going to be statements. So all of my sentences should end with a period. So as I go through, I'm checking, there's one, just going through to make sure. Rereading over and over again is helpful in checking. Oop, look right here. They eat cacti and twigs. I put a question mark, but I'm not asking a question. I'm telling you what the jackrabbits eat. I'm making a statement, so I'm going to fix that and make that a period. And then I'm going to check my last one. Perfect. Okay, now one of the things I want to look for is if I have some interesting words. Did I use some words that are specific to the desert or the animals and plants I talked about to make my writing interesting? So I'm going to go through and I'm going to notice that I use the word spines and predators. Those are pretty interesting words. Ooh, and I use the word nocturnal to describe being awake at night. That's an interesting word. And so as I go through, I can see that I've used a few. If I wanted to add more, I could go back in and do that. Or if I go through it and I don't see any interesting words, then I can absolutely take the time now to make sure that I change a couple and put them in. All right, once you've checked over your paper and made any needed changes, you're going to want to hit the submit button to turn it into your teacher. Your teacher will read and then grade your paper soon. Happy editing, friends.